Are there advantages to aging? Yes, I am Debbi-Jo Horton, and welcome to Advantages to Aging. Join my guests and I as we discuss aging and what makes for a healthy lifestyle, which results in a quality life. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome back to another episode of Advantages to Aging. Today I have with me Megan Reyes, who is the creator and founder of Mostly Managed Mommies. So I want to welcome you, Megan, to the show.
Thank you, DJ. I really appreciate you having me on today.
You are quite welcome. So I know, listeners, that oftentimes we talk about retirement and getting older, but let's face it, a lot of the stress that we suffer the results of as we are older comes from those childbearing years and all the stress that having a family can really bring upon us. So Megan, what is it that made you decide to start this Mostly Managed Mommies? And I have to say, I love the name because, like, mostly managed means you're never going to be perfect and you should stop trying.
And that's exactly it. So I started the Mostly Managed Mommy when I was in the height of the pandemic, and we were reading a lot of articles that acknowledges the amount of slack that moms had to pick up specifically, and just how burdensome that was and how much stress that we were put under as a community to pick up the virtual education and to, sometimes have to stop working or figure out how to juggle work and school and figure it all out. And I was really tired of hearing, we've come a long way in society where there was a lack of acknowledgement of the fact that there's a disparity in the home. And now we're all hearing it, and there's been a shift in that we're hearing it, but nothing's changing for moms. So it's a lot of screaming into the void. We're burnt out. We are in a lot of chaos, and we need recognition for that. And this group is there to recognize that. It's a safe space for moms to come to and really talk about the realities of motherhood and how it's hard to manage it all, and just embracing the chaos and living moment to moment and experiencing joy no matter where you are in life.
Oh, and that is so crucial because not only is it what we need to be healthy, but it also is showing our children how to live a healthier life too, and that you don't have to be perfect. Things are not going to always go the way that you want. You're going to have to sometimes do a rapid shift in your beliefs, in your everything, your thinking,
your
schedule, your
Absolutely.
everything. And in the last time you can really spend in that spinning internally, like trying to beat yourself up for not being perfect and just going with the imperfect perfection that you have. I think that's so much healthier for just like everybody. And let's face it, moms are the centerpiece of any family. Am I right?
Absolutely. And your children are always watching you. So to your point, a lot of times we become the mothers we are because of the mothers that we experienced. And so every parent wants to do a little bit better than what they had growing up. And your children are watching you, and it's, embracing where you are and helping your kids see that you don't have to live up to the standards that your parents set for you or the standards that society set for you, because those can be pretty crappy and really lead to a lot of mom guilt and imposter syndrome. And once you kind of embrace the fact that life is imperfect and life is fluid, and you have, just that peace and that joy, even when things are a mess, your kids can see that, and it will lead to a healthier outlook on how to live life for them as well. It's all about setting that example for them.
Awesome. If you're looking to help keep your brain healthy, Neura's EHT Brain Formula's got you covered. It was developed after 20 years of research by Dr. Jeffrey Stock, a Princeton University professor. EHT is decaffeinated. It focuses on B vitamins to sustain and increase energy.
It also is BSCG certified, and it really helps to keep the neuronal connections in your brain healthy, helping you with focus and clarity, memory and recall, and really helping to rebuild those neuronal connections that can break down with age or injury. Now back to the show.
Now, I know Mostly Managed Mommies is a private Facebook group. What is it that you deliver in that community that makes it so valuable to the members?
Yes, the private Facebook group is meant to be that safe space. So we talk a lot about the current struggles that we're experiencing, and it gives us a place to have that voice and that support system. So that way, we're not going out into Facebook and just saying, "Hey guys, I have this problem, and how do I do that?" It's a community of like-minded moms who are kind of in the trenches, and it's judgment free, because nobody coming to the table has the same experience. And so it allows you to really say what's on your heart and really look for advice and support and not feel judged. There is, of course, an Instagram experience for people who just want sort of more silly content, sort of like, oh, here's my life and kind of the stuff that I go through. Can you relate to that? And that's fantastic. But when we want to get down to the nitty gritty, that's definitely what that private Facebook is for.
Well, and it's really nice too that you have a place to share or even read somebody else's struggle and then sit there and go, "Oh my, I am not alone." Like,
Yeah.
isn't that so important? Because especially if you're a mom of really young kids, I can remember back that far. Oftentimes you go like, "Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? Why can't I XYZ?" Or, "Why is this happening? What did I do wrong?" And especially with your first one, like you don't
Mm.
know what to expect. And I think what was freeing for me was my son and oldest daughter are 8 years apart. So it was kind of like having two only children and having, one of each. It was like the experience was totally different. And I remember at one point just saying to my son, "Look, you did not come with an instruction manual. Not that I would have read it, but you didn't come with one. So forgive me if I'm not perfect. No one's supposed to be." And after that came out of my mouth, I went, "Wow. Did you just hear what you said? I know you were saying it to him, but did you hear it yourself? Like, you're not supposed to be perfect. You
Absolutely.
are
And
perfect for what you are supposed to deliver."
absolutely. And I think having that transparency with your children is extremely important. And those are regular conversations in my house. Taking accountability when I mess up or when I don't show up as my best self with my kids. One of the things that's really important to me is we get this doubt in our minds, about who we are as moms because we live in such a judgmental society, right? And even a lot of the groups that moms join or the influencers that moms watch, it's all about like just push through, just be positive, just change that mindset, and all you have to do is be positive. But that can be really toxic too, right? Because life is happening all the time, and sometimes it's just not positive. And I want to kind of change that messaging. And you don't have to rely on constantly being positive. You don't have to rely on, mommy needs her wine in order to survive life. I love to have sort of a very self-deprecating bent to my messaging. I poke fun at myself all the time. I really try to be very authentic because I think that moms need that. I think that they really need to hear that we're not alone, and that people around us are also having these experiences, and it will bring us together more as a community if we are saying, "Yep, me too," and raising your hand and going, "Yes, I did just have to hop off a Zoom meeting because my kid ran across the camera and, without any pants on." Things like that. Like it's being relatable and being real. And I think that is a much healthier environment for us to experience as moms and as women, because as women, as moms, we often lose who we were, and we have to sort of rediscover who we want to be as women outside of motherhood. And children look to that too. When we're when we're stuck in mom mode and when we're living a life of just go, 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 all for our kids, that's what our daughters think that motherhood has to be like.
Mhm.
And that's what our sons think motherhood has to be like too. So they think, if mom embraces everything and does everything, then that's what my wife will do.
Right.
So, knowing your identity as a mother, as a woman outside of motherhood is extremely healthy and extremely valuable to the future generations. So it's all about having that conversation.
Well, and to that point too, oftentimes when we become a mom, we feel like we have to leave behind the woman that we were prior to birth and become someone totally different. And the reality is, you are that woman. You've just added to who she is. You're not subtracting, you're not hiding. You want to make sure that you're bringing your whole self into motherhood, because that is what's going to make you a mostly managed mom. Because
Absolutely.
when those kids, and it also helps too that if you are in that and you are authentic in that, when those kids leave the nest, you're not having the crisis of, oh my God, I'm no longer the mom. Who
Right.
am I? So you've just added that component. And even when they leave the nest, you're still the mom. You
Right.
just have a whole lot more time to be, the mom, the woman, the businesswoman, the traveler, whatever it is that you want. And then you get to experience grandmotherhood, which is a whole other level. But again, bring your authentic self to you. So, Megan, I have absolutely loved talking with you about this. Listeners, I know this has got your mind spinning of all different ideas. If our listeners wanted to join your Mostly Managed Mommy Facebook group, how would they be able to do that?
So it's super simple. Just www.facebook.com/the mostly managed mommy.
Awesome. And make sure that you let her know where you heard all about her. I also want to preempt a little notification here. Keep your eyes open, because the Mostly Managed Mom is going to have a podcast sometime in the near future.
Be on the lookout.
Absolutely. Thank you, Megan. Listeners,
Thanks,
what one thing
DJ.
are you going to be taking away and implementing immediately? Until next time, I'm DJ Horton, the host of Advantages to Aging.
Do you think one of the biggest advantages to aging is all the knowledge we gain along the way? Me too. What did you learn today? Share with me in my Facebook group with the same name as this podcast, Advantages to Aging. Now hit subscribe so you don't miss all the tips to come in future episodes.